Yo, what's going on everyone? It's your boy NotHD. Welcome back to the channel, and in this video I got something very interesting I wanted to share with you. While venturing through the world of Outriders, I came across something very interesting. Now, most side quests in the game have a little bit of story and one general task: go and collect this thing or go and kill this person. This quest right here is no different. You are just gonna go and kill this person. However, if you go into the journal and read a little bit of dialogue concerning this person, this quest gets very interesting very fast. So even in the world of Outriders, there are flat earthers, or I guess flat Enochers? Enoshers? So first things first, I do want to give credit where credit is due. I came across this article piece from Kotaku, so I will be linking this down below so you can read the full article for yourselves. It's very interesting, very in-depth, very hilarious that they decided to do a piece on this, and I love it so much. It didn't draw any attention until I read this article piece. So at the beginning of the article, it gives a little bit of backstory on Outriders, explaining how it's set on an exoplanet roughly a dozen light years away from Earth. Things go crazy, your person gets genetically altered or whatever it may be. You come across so many interesting new aliens and things like that. Of course, how it's a looter and shooter. Once it gets through the basics, the article gets into the meat and potatoes, what we're all here for. Is this one particular human being that happened to make it light years away from Earth and might potentially be the last flat earther. So let me introduce you to Giovanni Hailstorm Russo. Giovanni Russo is the target of one of the bounty hunts you can undertake during Outriders. Around the middle of the game, once you get into Trenchtown, you'll come across multiple bounties that you can do that rewards you with decent loot and resources. One of those bounties is Mr. Giovanni Hailstorm Russo. So once you've picked this quest up from Trenchtown, you have to make your way on over to the Snowy Eagle Peaks region, and if you just make your way up to this little area, go up to this cable car, you'll be able to find exactly where you need to go. You can fast travel if you'd like. I'm going to show that location as well. All in all, this right here is the start of this quest. So you can make your way through it, killing a bunch of bad guys as you go. So once you've actually started the quest, there's nothing particularly special. You just make your way through some bad guys here. I turned my world tier down to 1 just for the sake of the video so I could run through this and help show this to you guys a little faster. If you blink, you'll miss it because I just kind of bulldoze through this area, bulldoze through Mr. Giovanni himself. Oh, the old Hailstorm did not hold up well to my Technomancer. So once Mr. Giovanni is taken down, all you have to do is return back to Trenchtown. Turn in the bounty, reap the rewards, and this is when you get to truly dive into the backstory of Mr. Giovanni here. Upon reading his little journal entry, you'll learn that he fully buys into not just flat Earth theory, but also the flat Enoch theory. So typically you don't really have any meaningful interactions with your bounties throughout the majority of the game. You track them down, defeat them in combat one-on-one or against waves of enemies, something along those lines. Every now and then they might be altered, so there might be 1 or 2 mechanics that are slightly different. Other than that, it's typically the same. For your efforts, you can cash in at one of the game's social hubs for a high-level piece of gear, but if you open up the journal, this is where things get truly interesting. You'll get to dive deep into Mr. Giovanni's backstory. Now this comes directly from the journal, Mr. Giovanni Hailstorm Russo's entry. War criminal. Despite facing ridicule by his peers and threatened with exclusion from the Flores, Russo's father never disavowed his affiliation with the Flat Earth Union. His valued expertise in artificial intelligence and automation alone afforded him the trip to Enoch. After his death to a storm that struck the first city, his son continued his legacy by declaring Enoch was also flat. Oh man. He believes that Enoch ends just beyond the mountains and forest, and that these act as natural barriers that warn humanity against venturing further. He believes the fungus in the forest and the monsters in the mountains are nothing compared to the dragons that lie at the edges of the world. Hailstorm led a successful covert operation that took control over Eagle Peaks some few years ago. The insurgent captain is known for his brutal treatment of POWs, who he hangs over the edges of cliffs, baiting Scythans to feed on them while they're still alive. You killed Hailstorm and turned him into bird feed. So, I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time keeping it together through this video. So, Mr. Giovanni, before he became bird feed Giovanni, was a devout believer and a generational believer in the flat earth theory. Make of this what you will, but this small piece being added into the game I thought was amazing. I love the small detail that's in this game, and this just proves it. Whether you find this hilarious or find this fascinating or downright hate it, please let me know what your thoughts are down below. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed, subscribe to see more content like this, and I'll catch you in the next one. Deuces.